everybody, Jeppy here, and oh my god guys, the Die For You Valorant music video featuring the artist Grabbitz is a literal masterpiece. You would think that it's just a music video, but my lord, are there some deep messages embedded into this music video. The inner struggles of some of our favorite agents on Valorant and what it really means to work as a team to accomplish a goal. Today I'm going to break down this entire music video and try to find all of the hidden messages and pieces of lore that truly adds to the depth of character development for Valorant's agents. So let's get started. Unfortunately, I don't think I can actually play any of the audio because I'm pretty sure it's copyrighted, but that's okay as we're mostly here to break down the video part. But there are some important parts where the lyrics tie into the visuals meaning really well. So the video starts off with the mirror agents already having planted the spike on site for the map split. We see a grenade explode with Brimstone, the leader of Valorant, and Sage making entry onto site. Now, first of all, where's that wall, Sage? You know you're supposed to put a wall up when leaving garage. I'm just saying. Now, they take cover from what we'll soon see is a mirror earth chamber sniping from heaven. But Sage notices that Brimstone seems to be in pain and is sweating profusely. Then Phoenix bursts through the smoke onto site and does what he always does, recklessly rushes the enemies without a plan or a coordinated strategy with his teammates. We'll see his inner battles with this in a little bit. Brimstone sees him pop his ult and rush chamber. Brim's horrors are realized as he is the leader of Valorant and tries to do everything he can to keep the agents underneath him safe. It's a sense of responsibility he shoulders. I mean, look at this amazing expression of what he's feeling on his face. The visual team who made this video did such a great job showing exactly what Brimstone is feeling simply by his body language and facial expressions. And right before the bullet is going to hit Phoenix, we are then taken into what is actually inside Brimstone's head and mind. It seems like it's the location of a destroyed ruins or something like that. This has to represent the old but broken down willpower or mind of Brimstone over the many years of shouldering the responsibilities he makes for himself. We see a hand reach out to Brimstone and it scares him, and he points his gun at this little girl. It took me a few times watching the video and some visits to Reddit forums to find out that this is actually a representation of you, the player. Every time you see these people who aren't Valorant agents in this video, it's supposed to mean that us, the players, are trying to teach the agents something that they struggle with. We'll see this later. Now, what I'm about to tell you is one of these examples of how the visuals, lyrics, and meaning behind it all blends together absolutely flawlessly. Brimstone ignores the hand being reached out to him when a massive object falls on top of him. He's holding up what he feels like the weight of the entire world. While this is happening, the lyrics say, Brimstone would rather die for someone he cares about without accepting help, even though he's shouldering the weight of the world to him. Flawless storytelling. It's a flaw he has where he takes on an unbelievable amount of responsibility but doesn't share it with anyone. He would rather pile all of the hard work onto himself than have others alleviate the load. Now the girl reaches out her hand again, and this time Brim takes it. The world crumbles on top of him, but it doesn't last for long as it disappears, and we're left with a very peaceful interaction between Brimstone and this girl. Moving on to Phoenix, and I'll be honest, I was very confused with this part the first couple times I watched this. Obviously, this is inside Phoenix's head as he is playing around with his powers and feeling very confident. Then, I believe this next part is meaning that Phoenix's overconfidence gets the best of him. A massive fire version of himself consumes him, and we're left with Phoenix holding this orb with half of him on the other side of a barrier. But it isn't Phoenix on the other side, it's actually another one of us, the players. Now, this is the interpretation I'm getting from this, and I want you guys to give me your thoughts below as well. This player on the other side of the barrier looks like a more reserved, calm, and quiet version of himself. Maybe this is what Phoenix's personality was before he gained his radiant powers. Maybe Phoenix was sick of being the quiet kid who didn't take any initiative for himself, and once he got his powers, he burst into a new confident and kinda reckless personality. But we see time and time again in these Valorant cinematics that Phoenix's disregard for team play or safety due to his overconfidence very nearly cost the mission or his team's life, with it actually causing destruction for the Venice incident in Italy. So I'm thinking that this orb Phoenix is holding in his hands is resembling himself, his personality, and his mind. The reckless him is transferring his mind over to the more reserved player, or we can even call it an alternate version of Phoenix, or what Phoenix really needs to better himself. The player helping Phoenix catches this orb, and with the two versions now combined, a bright light appears and we move on to the next agent, Sage. Now inside Sage's mind is a brilliant area filled with life. Then the light goes dark and the life appears to be leaving the plants. That's when Sage does what she always feels like she needs to do and use her powers to heal things or people. Well, another one of these flawless resemblances of lyrics, visuals, and the meaning behind it all happen. As Sage is attempting to revive the now dying plants, a purple, black, and pinkish flower appears, and even with Sage doing everything she can, that flower dies. Now, the lyrics that accompany this scene say, quote, "Feeling like there's nothing I can do, this could be the end, it's mine to choose." Now, with that line and that color scheme of the flower, I think that this is a reference and a resemblance to when Sage did everything she can to bring Omen back to life when he died. The color of the flowers resemble Omen's color palette perfectly, and I think this tells us that Sage is constantly at war with herself in her head that she was unable to save him. Sage feels like she is trapped with this mentality of having to save everyone and dwelling on the people she was unable to save or fully bring them back to life. She then breaks out of this trap that was representing a crystal. Now here's the part I am still trying to figure out what it means, and I need your guys' help. So at the beginning of Sage's part, we see another one of us, the players, holding Sage's world, her mind, in their hands, and breaks out of her crystal trap. The role is reversed, and now us, the players, our world is now in Sage's hands. What does this mean, and what did Sage learn from this? I need your guys' help. Then we advance back to the retake and the attempts to defuse the spike on Split. Phoenix's ult gets taken out from chamber. Now, this is the part where everyone realizes what they need to do and the lessons they just learned inside their minds. Sage takes charge, and with a healing pat on the shoulder of Brimstone, leads the way. Brim was hurt earlier, if you guys remember, and just received healing from Sage. He also let her take charge and responsibility, alleviating the load on his shoulders. Instead of recklessly charging into battle, Phoenix throws a firewall up for cover while also passing the diffuser to Sage, who is now leading the way. We catch a quick glimpse of us, the players, now defusing the spike exactly where the agents in Valorant were once standing. My interpretation is that we also, just like the agents we play as, must learn to overcome our weaknesses and be willing to work together and lift each other up when we're down. This is the underlying message behind this video and this amazing song. Well done. Did you guys notice anything else I didn't mention? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to notifications if you're new. Now, with all that being said, Jeppy out.